trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. Your spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the bottom line, Liberia.
Well, let's say welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia discussions this beautiful Friday evening. Today is the 26th of September 2025, meaning this will be the last edition for September, which will be on this Friday, this last weekend, the last weekend in September, and the last edition for a weekend in September. So the next weekend edition will be early October. But let me say welcome to Paul the Lord Triple. By God's willing, maybe the other panelists will be joining us. But Paul, you are there, well seated. It's been a long time since we were here last together. I've been out for some time now. How you been faring?
Well, Linford, I want to say good evening from my end. I've been good, and I want to say it's good to be among the living. I'm happy to be alive today. So I usually say maybe Earth is paradise. So I'm happy to be alive. Now, but how you been?
Okay. Sorry for some noise in the background, but so I want to say my apology to the viewers that have not been here. The burden have been on the guys carrying it alone. But sometimes these things happen. I had a travel work trip out of here for 3 days, and that 3 days it happened to fall on the day the program was coming on. But we are back, and we are back to stay. So tonight we'll be bringing you the much needed information that you need, and we ask that you sit tightly and invite a friend when you join the show. Just try to share to your people in your contact, and then invite friends to join as well, and like our page. Because without you, like we always say, without you, we will not be here, and without us, you will not be here, because you cannot sit and look at your empty screen, and we too, we cannot sit and just talk to ourselves here. So it's good to be together. It's a teamwork. The Bottom Line Liberia discussions bring you the information as they unfold. Paul will be usually doing our international stuff and the local stuff, but we'll come back. We'll take a quick musical break and come back. And when we get back, we'll be doing our international stuff, where we'll bring you all of the major news from, not all, but some of the major news from the international scene, some of which we have heard and some of which we have not heard. So Paul is responsible for that. So Paul, you want to drill us through, and then after that we'll take our musical break and we'll come back and join our folks.
Yeah, thank you, Linford. And I want to say to our viewers, welcome again, joining us and following us. Thank you for being loyal to us. So today we'll be looking at the UN. There are 142 countries voted to have the state of Pakistan. They recognize the state of Pakistan, but Liberia is among other 11 other nations that abstain. We'll be looking at that. We'll also be looking at why the, the Sahel nation, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, decided to remove their signatory from the ICC. We'll be diving into that. Then we'll look at why world leaders work on Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. Those are the things on the international scene for this evening. Linford, you muted.
Thank you,
You
Paul.
muted. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. And on the local scene, we'll be looking at a few headlines. One of which is the discovery or the arrest of a huge consignment of drugs or tramadol in one of the trucks that belonged to Councillor George Kailondo, and that truck was arrested in Tierney, Grand Cayman County, according to reports. And Kailondo has distanced himself from the consignment of drugs. We'll be looking at that. We'll listen to himself, saying that he has no connection to that. And we'll also be looking at, when time permits, we'll be looking at another story here where let me just get it straight. Where the U.S. 8th Court has created water crisis in Margibi County, and experts are saying that this water crisis, and other crisis that was, in other areas, other crisis in other areas in health and whatever, may spread out throughout the country because of the court aid by the American government, that is specifically the USAID. The USAID projects that were around the country. Margibi County is one of the first countries in Liberia to start suffering as a result of that. We'll be looking at that story. How does that affect the locals? We'll be looking at that. So we're going to take a quick musical break. I don't know if Paul has something for us to roll, and then we'll come back. And when we get back, we'll be sharing the show at the same time, and when we get back, we'll be going directly into our discussion. So, like we say, invite a friend, and if your first time today with us, we want to say thank you and welcome, and make the Bottom Line Liberia discussions your home. My name is Lynn Fagua, and Paul the Lord Chocolate is along here, and together we'll be doing the best we can to inform you. So, Paul, you got anything that you can roll for now while we share the show?
Okay, thank you. Well, we're going back to our regional program, our regional song by Takunje.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. People fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you screw us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. No one to trust, my people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock them for rob and
with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach in thee, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to grieve? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and little on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
We are back and welcome again the Bottom Liberia discussions. My name is Linford Goa along with Paul the Lord Chilople in London, and I'm here in Norway. As we told you earlier on, we'll be bringing you some headlines, major headlines from Liberia and also from across the globe. And Paul is the man responsible for the foreign desks. And Paul, I think you got something set for us. Take us through and let's start the discussions while we invite our guests or our listener, not guests, our viewers.
Thank you, Linford. Thank you. And to those of you that joining us for the first time, I want to say welcome to the Bottomline discussion. Wherever you're following us, for kindly click on the like button, and then whenever we comes on, you will be notified. On the international scene, we'll be looking at what have happened in the United Nations, and also we'll be looking at Liberia in general. But United Nations is quite interesting, though, that the topic of the day in the UN is to recognize the Palestinian state as a nation. And today, Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, have decided it's not going to happen. So he spoke today on that. But before his speech, there was some interesting thing that happened in the UN. Most world leaders decided to walk on him. So I'll just put a little clip up there, and then Linford, we can have a talk on the why did they walk out on Netanyahu. So
Benjamin Netanyahu's just made his way to the podium, and we're going to listen into what he's got to say.
Please, order in the hall. 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 Please order in the hall, and please be seated. Please, order in the hall. Mr. President,
Oh, this what
Sorry,
happened today.
sorry, the camera caught me unaware.
Yeah, this what happened today to Netanyahu, and this guy still denying that oh the West have made a mistake to recognize Palestine as a state. So Israel would not recognize, and they're not going to shove anything in their cloak to have the Palestinian state. So I don't know how he's going to go with this. But before we have a discussion on this, there are 142 countries voted. They call it the New York Declaration. And I'm going to put this one out, and then we can connect what is Netanyahu worrying. This is the countries. So you have the green, the red, and the yellow. So in the country that abstain, there's no letter or character to their names. So if you look at it keenly, 12 countries abstain, all of this. Obviously, you have 10 countries, they said no. And the rest of the world decided, you know what, enough is enough. Palestine should be a state. So, Linford, your country, Liberia, also decided not to go on the side of America, but decided to be innocent. So they abstain. My brother, you watch the video, what say, and to our viewers, we want you to drop your comments on this. Should Palestine have a state? Your thought.
You know, let me tell you, when disgrace is coming, to whom that disgrace is coming, they can clearly see it. And there is a saying that small shame is better than big shame. Okay, Netanyahu knows that he's already disgraced. This guy is in America that he's hoping on. And if America were to say, look, my brother, I'm not after you anymore, my hand is off, the next day you see Netanyahu going to The Hague. Trust me, nothing can stop it. But because America is still hanging on him, and he's playing with a man, Donald Trump, that can decide 1 minute, one thing, and the next minute he decides another thing. One morning we could just wake up and Trump would say, no, listen, my hand not in anything again. You'll go do your thing. The rest of the world say Palestine should be a state. You should coexist. But if you continue to say no, my hand will not be there. And remember that he and Trump have been on this thing up and down. Certain time, he and Trump they will agree on certain thing, ceasefire, and then all of a sudden he will start to hit the game. So you can see that this is a clear total disregard for the rest of the world. So if the United Nations is that world body that is supposed to be responsible for peacekeeping, and your region has conflict or your country has conflict with another country, and these people are saying no, to solve this problem, this thing has been going up from 1946 or 48 up to now. That's a hell of a long time, almost 70 going to 80 years. Okay, and a lot of lives are lost. So the only solution is that the both countries should exist and be recognized by each other. And you are saying, no, who are you to deny the sovereignty of another group of people or another country? Okay? So he can see the disgrace. And now here is the United Nations working on, and Paul, I listen. In fact, we had that discussion here many times, where you, in particular, you say the United Nations are a useless organization, and I sometimes tend to disagree with you. Okay, and I say no, they are not useless. They are no, but I think that when I disagree with you, the action that was taken by the delegates inside the hall, this one in that paperwork, in not the one you show up, but we talk about leaving him up in how they work out on Netanyahu. This is what the United Nations is supposed to do. They're supposed to stand as a unit. They're supposed to take decision on issues as one group when they know that it's bad. And when they know that it's good, they're supposed to take that decision. And I really love what they did. You see, that they walk out and Netanyahu, you could see the face, right? You were talking to an empty hall, you were looking around to see probably your country, how many people left in the hall. And
Yeah,
people that
yeah.
left the hall, trust me, people that left in the hall, they were not in the hall because they really, wanted to be there. But some of them can't want to hear what you say. Some of them were just tired, maybe they don't want to go out, they can't want to sit down there. So there is total disregard for him. He is now the world has now pronounced him as personal non grata. I don't think he got that respect anymore. I don't know what you would think about that.
Well, the thing is, I think he just putting up a bold face now to say, "Oh, I'm going to continue this because I have the United States backing." But how, two countries cannot go against the rest of the world. At some point, United States going to give up because their main allies that support them decided to enough is enough. Let's recognize Palestine as a state. So if you have British and France, for example, these were the countries behind the formation of Israel. And they decided enough is enough now. Let Palestine be a free place. The people should have their own state. Who is America now to deny? At some point, it will catch up with America because the four permanent members of the Security Council, excluding America, they all agree. So where are they going? You see, so Palestine,
It comes by again, Paul. The sticker issue in this United Nations thing is that the permanent members of the Security Council, these are the people, one of them can veto, even if the other four people agree. This is the ugly part of the whole structure of the United Nations. So America depends on that veto power, and even if the other four say no, they can still veto it. You see, and this is the ugly part. I think this is where the UN is supposed to be restructured. We'll continue the discussion with the UN restructuring that you guys started last night. We'll continue with it right after this topic. But like you rightly said, the rest of the same people who have the same power, okay, on the Security Council, they have gone with this idea that Palestine should become a state by itself. And I don't know what's wrong with Netanyahu, but Palestine becoming a state of its own, what does it take away from Israel? The people, they are not controlling your economy. You control your own economy, okay? They don't control your government. You have your own government. So what is it that Palestine is taking away from Israel, for which Israel cannot let them become a state by themselves?
well, you see, the thing is, this guy want the entire place. Israel want to annex them for good. They want the entire place. And this is the point. They don't want Gaza to be owned by Palestine. The whole of Palestine, they just want to disappear. So that's the end game of them. Because going that way, and the world now have waking up to reality. Where are these people going? You're killing them every day. So if you're killing somebody every day and everyone seeing, especially women and children, babies are dying, and you want people to say, "Oh, it's because of Hamas." No, Hamas is just an organization that decided to put pressure on you. And this is
And
what is, yeah.
I saw a clip of the same UN stuff where I think the head of I know the president of Palestine was talking, and he clearly said it that in a future government for Palestine, Hamas will not be part of that government. So why I don't know why is Israel so afraid? I mean, is it only because they want to take the land or what? Well, I don't
The
understand.
thing is, they keep talking about Israel security, but that's just security right there. When the people have peace, they will not come
Right?
after you. But if you going after them, there will be no peace because I would not sit on my be looking at you murder my mom and dad, my brothers and sisters, without me having hatred for you. So if you stop the killing and let the people have their place, you have your place. Look, it happened in South Africa, the black and white. I mean, Nelson Mandela and others could have gone after the white, but said no. So why can that happen in Palestine? Why can't they live side by side? Why are they
Yeah, but
refusing? I mean, you're
okay.
forced upon the people. You see?
Yeah, but another thing, I think another fear factor, which for me I think is the most dangerous one that Israel is afraid of, that they have suppressed these people since 1948. They have done all kinds of things to them, and if they let the people become state by themselves, where they can control their own military, they can have the same kind of powerful military like Israel has. They will say, well, one day the people, and Israel is not that big and powerful, they will say maybe the people will crush us one day, or they will stay attack us because we have done so much to them. So I think that could be also a fear factor. I don't know how you look at that, but I think that could be another fear factor.
No, it's not based that Israel is very powerful because the United States have made them so powerful in the region. But these people have in their own state that security for Israel because what happened now, all the Arab nations and then they will flow. And what do I mean by flow? They will have interrelationship. That's the whole thing. But the fact is that you don't want the people to have a land. You want to take the whole land. Sir Brown just said here, look, he said here they want to take the land. It's the land they want. They don't want Palestinians being closer to them. That's the land. And this is what, so you see, as the more they attack, the settlers move in. They start taking portion and building places. So it's the land they want. And now, because 142 countries decided to will be a state, this is why now Israel is jittering and saying, oh, the land we wanted, we may not have the land at some point. You see? So this is the problem. That's what they're facing. To our viewers, please drop your comments. Should Palestine be a state? This thing is overdue. Over 70 years, for Christ's sake. You can't be killing one group of people because what? They took you from Eastern Europe and dump you there? That's the reality. Yeah.
Well,
So,
but
so stay on the UN.
mhm.
And what I said, the United Nations is a useless organization. The reason being, and this Ethiopia, not Ethiopia, but Kenya President Ruto spoke at the United Nations, and he said it. That how on earth, when the United Nations were founded, right? There were 4 African countries at the time that became members of the founding member of UN. So you have Egypt, you have
Ethiopia.
the, Ethiopia, Liberia, and what it was another country that there were 4 countries that actually I think it
Ghana.
was Algeria, one of them 4. No, Ghana was not there. It was
Yeah,
Liberia,
okay.
Egypt, Ethiopia, and
Yeah.
I think it's Algeria.
Yeah,
Those,
government NASA.
those were the 4 countries that. So all of those 4 countries, why is it one of them could not be the permanent 6? Now you have 3 countries from Europe that became. There are 3: Russia, Britain, and France. Then you have 1 from Asia, China, America. Why you didn't have Africa? You have 4 countries that came together from
Yeah,
Africa to form this thing called UN. Why you left
it's
Africa
true.
off?
It's true. You see, from the onset, the Europeans or the white people have always had. I'm sorry to make a racial, but I mean when I mean racial to mention color. These people, they have always played the game smart way. When this so-called something they call World War, which was not actually a world war, which was a European war, when it ended, people, I think at the time civilization was growing. So people felt that, no, listen, we are civilized people. We didn't need to be killing each other. And so let's form something. And so when the transition from League of Nations to the United Nations, the idea was all for peace. Okay. So I
Yeah.
don't think the other countries or the other continents were actually thinking about being members, and they didn't read the future that okay, the 5 members of the Security Council will be the only ones who control the whole United Nations. They were not thinking that way. All they wanted was peace. remember that most of the countries suffered a lot in World War II. Okay,
Yeah.
so they didn't predict what will happen like today. Now,
Okay.
I think they should have done this thing.
I want you to expand on it. So I want us to play Ruto and then you expand on it. Let's listen to what President Ruto of Kenya said.
Claim to be the United Nations while disregarding the voice of 54 nations. It is not possible. Africa is no longer willing to wait on the margins of global governance while decisions about peace, security, and development are made without our understanding, without our perspectives, and without our voice. Africa's exclusion is not only unacceptable, unfair, and grossly unjust, it also undermines the very credibility of the United Nations, this organization. Africa dominates most of the Security Council agenda, provides some of the largest contingents of UN peacekeeping forces, and bears the heaviest costs of instability. Yet we remain the only continent without a permanent seat at the main table where decisions about our destiny are made. Africa deserves, ladies and gentlemen, at the very least, 2 permanent seats with full rights, including the right to veto, and 2 additional non-permanent seats on the United Nations Security Council. The world must understand that reforming the Security Council is not a favor to Africa or to anybody. It is a necessity for the United Nations' own survival. If the United Nations is to remain relevant in this century, it must reflect today's realities, not the post-war power arrangements of 1945. Madam President, despite the stated and evident weaknesses of the United Nations, it still remains humanity's best chance at global solidarity. No other institution has the universal legitimacy or convening power of the UN. From coordinating humanitarian relief in times of war and disaster, to mobilizing the global response to COVID-19, to driving consensus on climate change through the Paris Agreement, the UN has consistently shown that the world can achieve together what no nation can accomplish on its own, however mighty or great or powerful.
Expand, info. This
Okay.
is what Ruto is saying. So expand on that.
Yeah, few things I pick up from there. Number one, the survivability of the UN depends on all of its member countries, no matter how tiny that country is. Then the second thing is, if you use the word united, I mean, these are all people, educated people, say united. You didn't say divided. United. It should come together. It should hold together. It should be a group. And like I was saying from before we played the video, when this whole idea started, other countries were not thinking that it will be the way it is today. I think their major concern was let the world be, let the world be united, let there be no more conflict. Okay, so the few countries that probably felt that were more powerful, the America, the Britain, the France, and China, and Russia, they said, okay, we will be on the Security Council. And I listened to the podcast last night from you guys, where Jemima was mentioning some of the criteria, such as where it is written in the UN Charter itself, and such as military power, your GDP, your gross domestic product, and whatever, blah blah blah. I don't think the UN should have been based on that, because you said United Nations. In any case, as a unit, you will need, even the smallest, like you get in a family, the father is there, the mother is there. Those are the powerful people. But the small children, there are certain work that the father cannot do. Time to wash a dish, tell the child to go put the dish in the dishwasher machine. Okay? So now somebody land down way on the face, hey, bring that thing. You see it? So that's a unit right there. So You don't got to say, send the father bringing money, the children next to should have money or should have power. No. There will be somebody that will do some other job. The smaller countries, they use them for peacekeeping. The very Kenyan men are talking. I remember the Padoli said last night in Liberia, Daniel Opandi was one of the head of ECOMO, and that's a Kissy man. Okay, and most of the people that are in the Kenyan troops that are in Liberia were Kissy people. Until when they went to the market to Rele, they started speaking Kissy, but it was mixed, a little bit different. Then the Kissy people in the market too in Liberia, they said, "Oh, Daniel Opandi went to Rele market to meet them." I was there. You see it? So you see, the smaller countries will go and do the thing that the big America will not do. So it's a united group. And in fact, they should have done it. I think one of the ideas they missed on at that time was it should have been represented, or all continents should have been represented on the Security Council. Why are you taking 2 people from Europe? In fact, 3. Yeah, why are you taking 3 people from Europe? No. And they did it on country basis. No. It should have been on continental basis. So North America, South America, Australia, as we speak, Australia is not represented. Australia, the whole continent, but they're not represented on the council. The same thing with Africa. Africa is a continent. They're not represented. So they shouldn't have done it on country basis, whether you huge or you are. But Africa is saying, in fact, the reform in the UN should be based on continental basis, so that every continent will be represented on the Security Council instead of countries. So America, North America, yeah, America can be there. South America be there. Then Africa be there. Australia be there. Europe be there. Okay? So we got 6 continents. The other one, Antarctica, nobody living there. So if those 6 continents are represented on the Security Council, it will be balanced. So now their whole continent with all of their countries inside them, they say all the people in the town will come by family hair. So if somebody get one or 2 children, but you carry your family hair to be represented on the city council or on the town council. So they ain't got to say, man, you only got 1 or 2 children, or the other people get plenty of money. So no. In fact, you do that, you subject the other smaller countries to the bigger countries. Like they talk about America, they got people with big money, people with the huge population or whatever. No, it's not correct. So I think the reform that Ruto is calling for, other countries should fall in line. But the most important question now, you guys discussed it last night, is whether all of the countries, all of the African countries will back up Ruto in this endeavor. And the reason why anybody will be inclined to ask that question is because look in West Africa, we got 16 countries that make up ECOWAS. Okay? 3 of those countries, because they introduced new ideas, the other 13 walk away from them. In fact, they expel them. Can you imagine? Just a local organization. So what do you think about all of Africa with 52 countries? And some of these countries, they got their colonial masters say puppeting them. Like my country, Liberia. They went to sign or give signature for just Palestine to become a state. Liberia abstained. They say, no, you see. So what you think about standing up to the powerful country and saying, no, let Africa be represented? Not even as a country, not one country in Africa, but the whole continent, at least the whole continent. They will not, some of them will not do it. Some of the countries will run away because they're cowards. Their leaders are puppets. They're my own country. Because we're depending on MCC as we talk. You see, Liberia will sign that thing. But what will happen to the MCC? You make your damn budget, then you say 75% of budget will be paid by other countries. So they'll hold you by your throat.
So you see, Linford, you talk about the other 3 Sahel nations that decided to walk away because of the behavior within that organization called ECOWAS. Because the ECOWAS nation, they look up to their colonial master. And these countries, they fell off. And guess what happened? Talking about the 3 countries that you just mentioned, they said they say United Nations, other entity called the RCC for International Crime Court, right? That RCC were designed specifically, not for the
Africa.
West. They
For
were
third
only
world countries.
designed for Africa and the other third world countries, right?
Yeah.
Now, if the RCC may well, Barack Obama should now go to the RCC, Tony Blair should be at the RCC, George Bush should be at the RCC. All of these people should face the war crime because they say crime against humanity. But when it comes to Africa, that's where the strength comes in. So Netanyahu been accused of the RCC indicted him as a wanted person. But Netanyahu is free to go anywhere he want to go because of the backing of America. So the Sahel nation in West Africa, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger decided enough is enough of the useless RCC that is only designed to prosecute African leaders. I want you to listen to this one here, and then I want to understand what is going on from you.
The Sahel region, the gloves are off. Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger have slammed the International Criminal Court as a colonial weapon, a court that lectures Africans while shielding the crimes of the West. The announcement was blunt, with the nations tearing up the Rome Statute and declaring no more foreign judges, no more double standards.
This jurisdiction has been transformed into an instrument of neo-colonial repression in the hands of imperialism, thus becoming the global example of selective justice. Indeed, the ICC has proven incapable of handling and judging war crimes, crimes against humanity, crimes of genocide, and proven crimes of aggression. While it has observed an inexplicable, disconcerting, and complacent silence towards the perpetrators of such crimes, it relentlessly pursues certain other actors who do not belong to the closed circle of beneficiaries of institutionalized international impunity in violation of its own statute.
For these countries, remaining part of such an institution is not just pointless, it is dishonorable. But what really drove this rupture?
The International Criminal Court is made up of people with limited cognition. We already understand that the court exists only to serve the interests of European states, which threaten other countries and put pressure on them. There is no truth in that court. Did you see how the US reacted when the ICC wanted to prosecute Israeli officials? How did European states react? Therefore, for us, leaving that court is a matter of honor. At our level, at the level of the Confederation of Sahel States, any crime within the Confederation will be prosecuted. We will not forget how France bombed a wedding procession in Bounty and then, of course, denied it. France expressed neither condolences, nor apologies, nor regrets.
To understand why this fury is erupting, we need to take a look at the history. In 2002, the ICC was established, promising to end impunity for all, but its court docket quickly became an African parade. In 2004, the Democratic Republic of the Congo was the first big referral. Soon after came the indictments of rebel commanders, child soldier recruiters, and warlords. 5 years later, the court broke precedent, indicting Sudan's president, Omar al-Bashir. For many Africans, that was the moment the ICC stopped being a neutral court and started looking like a foreign tribunal against African leaders. Then, in 2010, Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy President William Ruto were dragged to The Hague over post-election violence. Years later, the cases collapsed, witnesses vanished, evidence fell apart, and the credibility of the court took a beating. Kenya's president at the time insisted the ICC was being pushed to follow specific cases, and thus Africans should leave it.
We want reform, but we are also equally prepared to say that we shall leave if we don't get the necessary reforms that we require. But we are seeing it as a court that is not actually fulfilling the mandate that it was supposed to fulfill when the statute itself was first conceived. Unless this organization is reformed, right, to be able to focus itself on what it is supposed to be doing in a fair and balanced manner, we in Kenya and we as Africans need to then pull out, because we cannot have a court that is pursuing agendas other than that which that organization was legally constituted to do.
In 2016, Jean-Pierre Bemba of the DRC was convicted, only to be acquitted on appeal. In 2019, Bosco Ntaganda was convicted of war crimes and crimes against humanity, again in the Congo. Case after case, country after country, Africa has been a courtroom stage and a public spectacle. Meanwhile, Western interventions in Iraq, Afghanistan and Libya have killed thousands, and not a single Western official has faced a hearing in The Hague. African leaders know this and have spent the past 2 decades condoning it.
We have lost interest. The ICC is not serious. It is partisan. It is not balanced. There are so many leaders who should have been tried, but the ICC is not serious. They did not, and that's why we lost interest in the ICC. Uganda should leave the ICC. In fact, we should have already done it.
The ICC was supposed to address the whole world, but it ended up covering only Africa. From the time of its inception, I said there was a fraud basis on which it was set up and how it was going to be used. I told people that this would be a court to try Africans, not people from across the world.
The intention was to avoid any kind of impunity. But now the process has degenerated to some kind of race hunting.
So African countries are rejecting a system that treats the continent as guilty and the West as untouchable. In South Africa, the outrage burns just as fiercely.
We're not going to be told by these hypocrites of the International Criminal Court who know the real violators of human rights, who know the murderers of this world. Bush is still there. They've not been charged till to date. And then Obama killed Gaddafi. And then nothing has happened. We're here today with Libya being destroyed and unable to recover because of America.
Powerful words from African leaders, and they lay bare the truth. Libya ruined, Iraq scarred, Syria burned. But the perpetrators, they enjoy impunity in Washington, in London and Brussels. Meanwhile, victims, African nations, face the full force of this so-called justice. So the Sahel states are asking, why should they remain chained to a court that prefers to judge only the most vulnerable?
Link for this is the RCC. Double standard. This RCC was designed, was designated for what? Only African. That's the thing. The African leaders now are waking up to reality. So they need to wise up because, I mean, Sir Brown said something here. I just want to put this out. When somebody comment, you can go through them. You see?
They say the RCC is a double standard, or no Western leaders can go to the RCC because they appointing these
judges.
They appointing the prosecutors and the judges on the bench. Yeah, but no, that's beside the point, sir. That the thing is, the Africans sat there, and the people invited them to this meeting and said, we're going to establish a war crimes code. And the reason they did that was, that is very simple, that there were people in Africa, there were leaders rising against these colonial powers. So when they see that you are so powerful, they will bring some insurgents, they will sponsor some group to come and open war with you. And when you fight them, then they say they may have committed war crimes.
Yeah.
Okay, the moment then that's another way to get rid of it, because it was very difficult for them, for the West at certain time, to just walk in Africa and grab any leader. Okay, so but when they saw that the RCC team were working easily, that's how they were able to catch people like Charles Taylor then. Okay, so what will happen to Taylor if all the African countries will walk away? What's going to happen to people like Taylor then? The people from other African countries that are in the jail. You see it? Particularly meet your volume. So, you see, this thing is going to boil over. And when other African countries begin to join, and they find out that the RCC is no more useful because who you want to carry there? You're not carrying people like Benjamin Netanyahu there. Okay, I think the only Western people or European countries that are a little bit unfortunate are people like what are people from the Baltic, I mean the Balkan.
Milosevic.
Yeah, Slobodan Milosevic, and I think the other guy, Radovan Karadzic, he died or something like that. Yeah. So and those are there, they just use them as as some small screen to say, yeah, we carry other people there too. But this was merely designed for Africans. Go and check the record. You see that there are more Africans there than any other person. Okay, and so like George Bush, this is a man who himself created war all over the place, but he will come to Liberia and grab Liberia war law and tell him to go to the Hague. And then our government will grab a former president and send him to the Hague. Okay, so you see, they control us every way possible. And why all this control is simply because they feed us. The hand that feeds you, you cannot bite it. And this is the same thing happening at the United Nations, where Liberia will decide to remain neutral. And they have always done this. When it comes to the two-channel policy, they will draw back. Then they eat from the two-channel. When they get ready, they say, okay, the mainland come in. What you get for Taiwan? Come in. What you get for when they go on the global stage to make decisions? Then they say, no, we are neutral. How can you be neutral all the time? See it?
Right. So let's welcome Padole to the show, and we're going to end on that note to move to Liberia. Padole, welcome. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay. So, Linfa says something about Liberia, particularly called transitioning to Liberia now. There was a vote at the United Nations. They called it the New York Declaration. The countries that are in favor of Palestine being a state. They put their hand up. Yes, Senegal. Yes, Sierra Leone. Yes, Malawi. Liberia. Let me bring this up.
They tablet themselves.
Yeah, but you see, why your people?
So what about Donald? Hold on, we just gave you. See, they list here. If you look, they have the bottom page. You see the yellow, you see red, and then you see green. The country with green plus, these are all countries in favor of Palestine being a state. The thing you see the minus red, it means they're not in favor. Now the country without any symbol, that means they decided to say, oh, I don't want to hurt America feeling, I abstain. And Liberia in particular, one of the founding members of the United Nations and also a founder were in it, they voted for Israel to be a state, Liberia. Today, they said, because America said no, we're not going to hurt America feeling, we abstain.
You want me to say something?
So, I want you to say something and then Linfa can close and then we'll transition to Liberia.
All right. When people are picking your liver alone. One of our presidents, well-renowned, highly educated, respectful, elderly man, came up and made statement in favor of this wonderful country because Palestine. We saw how he ended because America was not in favor. Do you want the same thing to happen again to all? That's my first question. The second question.
I want it to happen.
Yeah, we are. Then you see what happened. Let me make one thing statement. You know, history is something that can teach people, either bad or good. The former president of Liberia, Brother Charles Tagbana Gange Taylor, he made a statement I can still remember. He said, the mistake I made in my leadership is not to have a good relationship with America. He said it. And that led him to be to where he are. Where he is right now, he's just about 30 minutes away from where I live in UK. You see, what happened on this year is Liberia situation in this Palestine issue with America, I beg you, please leave for alone. Let us be neutral. Let us put our thing like this.
All right.
Please.
So
Please.
you want Liberia to be neutral? Linford.
Please, you leave that be like this.
Liberia is a coward nation. The thing Padoli talking about, it was in the 70s when Thomas stood against wait. I said when Thomas stood against the rest of the world. But today, town have moved on over 42 countries. And then you say, oh, we're happy in the 70s, the same thing going to happen. Liberia is just a coward nation. That's the whole thing. And you see, look, you have to be man of in life. You see, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they were able to stand up to their colonial master, say, you know what? Hell no, we don't need you. Why is it Liberia or useless country called Liberia? Let me let them live up. Why a useless country decide to get hand off of one group of people for over 170 years that they scared to even say, no, we can move on our own. No, but we're begging them for RCC to give them money to build hospital. What a shame on you in the 21st century. Linford, arrest my case.
Okay. Yeah, let me come in. Let me come in small. You guys gonna be demonstrating on the thing here for some time. Listen, I'm looking at the activities, the average situation that's going on the ground. The country you and I talking about now, which is Liberia. You being a judge in this matter between Paul and I beg you. This is the country where even the American embassy deny anybody a visa. If the person even going for vote, sometimes it can be difficult for people to even vote for him. They will say the man can't even go to America. Amen. Amen. So America is a heaven to all. So you better will remain neutral than to stand with America and perish. That's the reason.
Okay. Thank you, Padoli.
We can't do anything over America. Let me be realistic. Even our currency we have, is divided. Half is an American money. Half is
so you see what Padoli is saying? This is why Africa can never be united, because Liberia was one of these countries. They call it the Morovia group that denied the United Nations of Africa. This what Padoli is saying. It's exactly what. Listen now, it's exactly why Africa would not have a permanent seat as in the Security Council, because say the country the Liberia would deny the other brothers from holding that thing. This is my thought. Until we change that mindset, Liberia will go nowhere. Linford, what say you? This is my point.
You know, when you put that list up, I saw some countries that even remain neutral as well, and I'm surprised why, because some of those countries are not in good standing with America. One of those countries that my accord, one of the countries my accord was Venezuela. I'm sure Venezuela will not remain neutral because they love America or because they don't want to hurt America's feeling. When America is pounding Venezuela with bunker buster bombs as we speak, Donald Trump is sinking ships on the sea with bombs. So I don't know, and I don't know why some of those countries remain neutral. But I can also see reason why some of those countries remain neutral, like Georgia, right here in Eastern Europe. Georgia is pro-American country. Even their president and his wife, they went to school in America. They live in America. So that is understood. Few of those countries, they are pro-American countries. But like Venezuela and Malawi and a few other countries I saw. So there must be a reason why some of those countries are staying. Probably they don't get one to meddle into it. Whether they don't like Palestinians or they don't like Israelis. But something is wrong somewhere. But when it comes to my country, Liberia, their extension in this particular process is very clear and simple, because we are sitting down on America's shoulder. You got to be sitting down on the man's shoulder and beat it.
How can you be saying that on somebody's shoulder, then you say the man hair is thin?
Oh yeah, but the question is, how long? How long can we be like that? When are we going to stand?
We're not prepared. We're not even willing to
even
about
preparation.
graduate from that.
There is nothing about preparation. No, there is something called willpower. When you lack willpower, you see. So now, I asked myself. I look way back. I remember when grade 1, grade 2, and 3. I have friends that all went to school, but all of a sudden these guys stopped. They stopped going to school. They didn't want to go to school. They hardly means to go to school, but you got no willpower. When you don't have willpower, then you become lazy in the head. You see, some people in the morning they wake up, and you know they're definitely breaking, but you don't have the willpower to wake up. You're feeling so tired and sluggish. That's it. Because something will tell you that in your mind, the lack of willpower will tell you that you cannot do this thing. If you do this thing, this will happen to you. Okay, so you gotta be man. And in other, I'm sure if there were only Liberians on Earth, there will be no airplane, there will be no train, there will be no car. Because we can make it, we can fly, we can go in the air. This mentality is bad. Always take risk. Life is all about risk. The food that we go to eat, that food can strangle you and kill you. So should I say no, because the food can strangle people and kill people? I will not eat today. No, you got to take risk. When you die, you die. Okay? What is America? America, the people know. You know the reason why we always elect bad politicians in Liberia, and we say Joe Biden didn't get 45 years, 47 years experience, so we'll vote for them, because the dependency and low mentality that, okay, we cannot make it. We don't want to try a new person, so the person we know, whether the person is a good person or bad person, but let's go with the person here. We don't want to take risk to try a new thing. America, Liberia is a country. If America stop giving Liberia money or whatever we're getting from it that we are so afraid, other countries can do it. Other countries can do it for us. You see? But if we adapt their mentality, America, when we stop, they will not give us MCCO. When we stop, they will not allow us to go to America. Okay, you and myself living in Europe here today. I'm sure the time we're in Liberia, willingly, if they brought European passport and American passport, going straight to New York, everybody will go take our American passport. Because we say, we're not going to Europe. But condition force us to come to Europe today, and we are living better.
Linford, let me add something on it. Because we're now waiting to take risks in Liberia.
Yes.
1988, Russia government gave Liberia government 200 scholarships. Because of America, Liberia were afraid to send 200 students that will come and help their country. They only sent 16. If that means something wrong with our fundamental thing on this, free scholarship for your students. Yeah, free scholarship, and you decided to say no. If we send all, they will say, "Oh, we're going to be all socialist states." So they deny their citizens for learning. Think on this. So why can we take grade based on that? You say, "Oh, because America said this." I mean, let's be fair here. That's why we're going nowhere.
I agree.
Look at the 35-year-old boy. Look at the 35-year-old boy in Burkina Faso that have not traveled from Burkina Faso, came back, said, you know what? Enough is enough. France, you're going to leave us because you've been milking us from day one. That's rich. And today, Burkina Faso is the most talked about country. Why do you think Liberia can do it?
Yeah.
And that's what Linford was saying. In left, you have to take risk. You cannot be behind somebody every time say, oh, because this person is my master, I can't disobey. This is wrong.
Can I say something?
Yes, say something. Let's move on. The time.
You know, we look at history, then we do our calculation based on the past event. When the former Liberian government, the militaries, the junta, turned to democracies, it began to realize that we are not getting anything tangible from America. We've been under America supervision for 100 and some more years. No better. We decided to take a different Trump. The president you're talking about that sent some people to Russia, which is Samuel Kailondo. And when that scholarship came, I was in the government. this is the president that went to America. He was warning and dancing with the American president Ronald Reagan at that time. So, and that brainwash was done. Once he began to realize that actually the American had not been any good for us, he started to tend somewhere, even going as far to say, look here, in fact, say enough is enough. We will use our own currency. The American dollars, we don't want it. We will use our own currency and come up with our own local currency we call Dow coin. Dow coin and the American dollar were 50-50 those days before the war. At the end of the day, what happened to him? You see, look, what happened to this year?
Don't drag us into unnecessary discussion.
Yeah. I'm not going on unnecessary discussion.
I know exactly where you're going.
Okay. All right. You know what I'm going to. Okay.
At the end of the day, but at the end of the day, do that. We know that one there. We are saying, I am saying, our president today.
So Joseph Baga should go heavily now against the American interest. So
it's not about Joseph Baga. It's about the presidency. He put Morris Dolly there. Let Morris Dolly do the right thing for the country. You're not protecting your life. So Baga life important.
No, listen, Baga life is not important more than everybody's life. But the point of the matter is, before Baga die, so many people will perish. Unnecessarily.
Now, like that important. How many people perish when do that? You must stay alive. So listen, we are saying something.
Over 200,000.
We are saying, listen, actually, this is not. This should not be about argument. We are saying that our country, the federal America you're talking about today, they had to fight. They had to fight the Indians. The time when they said, "Oh, we see the Indian people will sit down." You didn't know America today. They had to fight the Indians, even until today. Okay, so what we are saying.
The fight
is not about
independence. Before the British to get independent, fighting in India, it was just to occupy some.
Let's move on. Pardon, you're not getting the point here. The point here is Liberia is a useless country that's not willing to take risks. That's the bottom line.
You
get 35-year-old boy. 35-year-old boy in Burkina Faso that decides the colonial master
to become president.
So then you bring back
Anyway, I agree with the partly to be realistic before somebody say, thank God, now he not say so many, oh Jesus Christ, he not say so many things like that. Because this is a race people have to take to survive. I do agree.
Yeah.
The Liberian people ready for that now?
Who Liberian people?
You backing it, so are you ready to take risks? You here preaching the gospel that we can't do that. What happened?
I'm not preaching any gospel. I'm looking at the past history. I'm looking at the past history. What has been happening to our previous leaders that stand against America? What happened to them?
Padoli, listen.
Three good Liberian presidents.
USS history can teach us good and bad. History is there for us to look at it. So after 177 years, will there be on it? So until eternity, will there be on the America, or will there be like what we are now because we're scared that we'll die? No, if I decide to become president today, I'm laying down my life for the entire country. If good thinker, I enjoy. Bad thinker, I die. Okay, but let the country. You see, America. One thing I love about America, you take one American, you take all. So they stand for their citizens. They not all the things do not run doing when they I know whether they're playing something or that when they shot him the last time, or that rubber bullet they used to shoot him. If he had died, okay, the American people will still feel that their value, that value. They will not be scared that okay, they will shoot when they kill Kennedy. Other presidents came, okay. So what we say,
move on.
Yeah, what we say is that we should take that risk. Okay, so we transition it very, very quickly, but let me recognize a few people here. Yvette Cephas and Seth Brown, as well as Tadelos Trubley. We want to say welcome to the program, and this is the Portland Liberia. My name is Linford Paul Trubley, and also Mr. Morris Dolly, all in the UK, and I'm the only one way outside of the UK in the coast Scandinavia. But guys, let's move on. The fight against drugs continues in Liberia, and every time the fight seems to be intensifying, then it becomes like something else is happening. Now, there was a discovery by the security forces, and this story is in the front page Africa. We do not have right away. It's a front page Africa's story. We are only Q&A because of what? The importance to our country. But there is the name George Kailondo. George Kailondo is a businessman, also a lawyer, and he runs several businesses. He runs gas station. He has an airline business, and he also used to have some. When I was in Liberia, he used to have nightclubs, and now he got trucks that carry fuel to other places.
He got church and all, running business in church.
Yeah, that is back in the that fallback position. So one of his trucks early yesterday morning was caught up, and was it yesterday or today? I don't know, but it was caught with a huge consignment of Tramadol, all in boxes, green boxes. And somebody was making joke, why is it in green boxes? Because Tramadol don't come in green boxes. But why did they decide to put in green boxes? That United Party color. So, but George Kailondo was, according to him, was contacted by the police early in the morning around 10 o'clock. And they informed him that one of his trucks has been confiscated with huge consignment of drugs, Tramadol, illegal. And he said he didn't know anything about it. So the question was, how did his truck get to that point that he will not know something about, that his truck is being used for such purpose? So I don't know, Paul, you want us to play the video for Kailondo himself to talk, because I don't want to say what he said, and then from there we can look at the whole scenario. Pat Dolly being security man before, he would tell us if he was the one on the case, what would he have done, because it's not possible that you will have your truck. This is just a story. We'll take it down, then we'll bring Kailondo himself in to see if he can, let him say what he know about the whole thing, and then from there, Padoli will tell us from the security point of view what. Let me see, guys. Just bear with me. Okay. Well, they think the computer some are not too good. Okay, let me go there. So Padoli will tell us if this is from a security point of view. Let me see. Okay, I think I got it. So let me make it big. Okay. Is it clear on the screen? Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go.
We're not hearing the volume.
I don't know. Wait, hold on.
I'm ready to recruit new drivers. At Johnsonville, how it went down there, it's only a mystery.
So you don't know anything about this?
Nothing. My truck, as I told you, should have been packed. Packed. Because I've dismissed all my drivers. My truck is not supposed to be out there until I'm ready to recruit new drivers.
So you mean it simply means that this driver was using the truck behind you? Is that what you
Yeah. Knowing the taxi boy went behind me and went to the garage and got the truck unknown to me. This morning, I think to be exact, around 10 o'clock, someone called me from the police that my truck was in Cape Mount. And my truck was being arrested. I asked the guy, how is that possible? Because to the best of my knowledge, my trucks are supposed to be parked in Johnsonville. So a guy that takes care of all our trucks, we own, as a matter of fact, we own up to 8 trucks that are movable. So I decided to do my own background check to find out how my truck got into Cape Mount. There's a young man by the name of Cassie. He's a distributor. So the last time he was using my trucks, and I packed all my trucks, I told him, as a matter of fact, I dismissed all my drivers. This is over 2 months ago. So my trucks are supposed to be packed. So I called Cassie. How is it? They say my truck. Have you taken my truck? Have you sent my truck anywhere? They said, yes, Chief. I had a load yesterday, and the people purchased 4,000 gallons. They took the product to Bobby. I said, no. The information I'm getting from the police is that my truck was in Cape Mount. So they said, well, there's this guy who bought product. He told us that he wanted to rent the truck, and I gave the truck. He said they were going to go, including the product, they were going to go to Cape Mount, and they will come with the money. So I can just give you the truck loading order or the delivery orders of the product that was lifted yesterday. I'll give you the number. Delivery order number 1-01984. It contains 500 gallons. Delivery order number 2-01985. So trade 500 gallons and 3,000 gallons. Total of 4,000 gallons got into our truck that is supposed to be packed. But according to Cassie is a distributor. This man was looking for trucks. That's how they gave our truck to take this product.
The petrol trade, man?
No, well, there's another agent for petrol trade. He talked with this Cassie guy.
So who is Cassie?
Cassie is a distributor. It's a distributor of petroleum products. You understand? So they were looking for a car that how they put this 4,000 gallons with the understanding that they are going to go bring the money from wherever they were carrying the product. I did not know. All I know, my trucks should be packed until this morning when all the thing came about. It's the police that informed me this morning that my truck was in Teni, to be exact, that there were drugs on the truck. How is that possible? As I said, this young man who used to use my truck, and I've told them that, hello, I was tired because you can't use 4 of my trucks and every week you come say you got only $500. Well, I know with him, I said, as long as you have made over $4,000 or $5,000, they can't tell me say you got $500. So I look like a fool to you.
Mr. Kailondo, how many trucks do you have?
8.
8 trucks. Specifically, what are those counties your trucks go into usually?
My trucks are really supposed to go to mine stations, Bonjama, Banga, within Morovia. But as I said, this young man, he's a distributor of petroleum products. So he has been using our truck. They go to Nimba, they go all over. The truck has been to Maryland. They go all over.
So now, are you willing to face the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency, the Liberian National?
What have I got to do with that? No, what will I have to even face them?
The property was used.
No, no more property being used. It's like, guess what? You know I rent car, drugs in my car. You're going to tell them that I'm going to go talk about it.
Now your truck was used. Now that's the property in your
The way in which the truck was even taken, my truck should have been packed. How that driver even got into my truck? That's the mystery. He had no right to first of all even be in the truck. We don't know nothing about it. My truck should have been packed at Johnsonville. How it went down there, it's only a mystery.
So you don't know anything about it?
Nothing. My truck. We don't know nothing about it.
Something I wanted to get clear.
Linford, you are muted, please.
Okay, sorry guys for that interruption from that video. There are several videos together. You guys heard Kailondo. His trucks are supposed to be parked over 2 months ago because the drivers were not reporting the correct money, and he felt that they took him to be stupid man, so he parked all the trucks. Now, all of us here, if you park your car, if you dismiss your drivers, and you park your car, where the key supposed to be? Paul, you are muted. Padoli,
the key should be with the owner, so the owner have the keys for the vehicle.
Okay, so if you the owner, you did not have possession of your keys for your truck, and somebody went and took your truck and committed a crime with it, then he boldly answered the journalist by saying, "What do I have to go to the police? What do I have to do with that?"
Let me say something. That is a Liberia. That's the beauty of being in Liberia. You see, I know that young man very well. I know him very, very well. Kailondo, I know him very well when I was working the Justice Ministry. I used to interact with him. He had a this place here. How do you call it? He had a airline. When coming to UK, I went to his place there. He gave me the ticket. I know him very well. The statement he making publicly right now, he contradicting himself. It requires serious investigation. He himself needs to answer many questions from that particular thing that he just made. Like what you guys just said. I got my property. People that were running my property for me as a manager misbehaved. I confiscated my properties. I put them in one place. By right, I'm supposed to have access to everything that had to do with that particular vehicle. If that vehicle is leaving to go anywhere, I need to be aware of it. Because the previous manager I had, I don't have no trust in them anymore. So based on that statement, he knew where the trouble was going. He knew where the trouble was going. The only thing that we can really establish as an investigator for the question of he knowing where the trouble was going is other question. When the trouble went to Kema, who the interact with there, who are these customers and things then, that is the background investigation the security need to do. You know, quite recently there was the previous DE8 management, the deputy director for DE8 that Joseph Barker removed them quite recently because we were fighting among ourselves after evidence case. Make a statement that everyone of us know about, that the cartel, the drug cartel, they are in a mansion, they are in a hurricane. There's a gentleman who was standing now talking, Kailondo. Kailondo is a partnership of Unity Party. He have a strong membership with Unity Party. He has strong relationship with the executive mansion. He have high connections in the hierarchies of the Unity Party establishment. And the finger was pointing at the hierarchies within the ruling establishment that they are the cartel, they bringing drugs from Sierra Leone. Their drug that we just intercept were coming from Sierra Leone. In who vehicle this business tycoon.
So let me ask you a question, Padre. Is he holding any governmental position? Because if he pontificates the government, is this guy a private businessman or he's appointed government official?
It's
so
not
so why were you linking with the government? Because you say he have hands here, he related
Yeah,
to
listen
people
to
in
me.
the so that's what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
What is
He's not part of the government. He's not part of government administration right now. But he got influence in the government. He got heavy influence in the government.
all right?
Okay, let me add a little to what.
He's not part of the administration, that whether the minister or senator or whatever, but he got heavy influence over the government. Heavy.
Okay, so let me just add a little bit to that. I think last night you guys discussed something about this in Kailondo, his girlfriend, which is not wife but girlfriend, or that couple.
President Cooper.
Yeah, you remember she was one of those people. Yeah, but I don't know one return, so we can so a lot of people can make that point. So you remember during the arson case, she was one of those who were arrested, and she didn't go to jail on some ground that she had medical condition, and even until now we don't know her fate. When the rest of the people, the other alleged culprits are being, some of them are in jail and some of them are out on bail. But Priscilla Cooper, nothing. We haven't heard anything about her since that time, and she's heavily connected to this government. And number two, like Padoli said, I don't know how true is it, that Kailondo is one of the financiers of the Unity Party government. So you will see, it's possible that that influence could be working. And when that DEA, that ex-DEA officer made the allegation that there are people connected to the government that, are involved in the drugs thing, it could be like that. Look, and listen, the drug thing, when they talk about people in government or people connected to government, we don't expect Joe Baka himself, because no, he's in the picture, he's on the radar, he's on the camera. But there are people who have some influence that government can, open corridor for them. So because the government too will be getting something. You see, so if it is true that the campaign time for Baka Kailondo made heavy contribution, okay, and he's not in government. I know Kailondo. We all grew Kailondo. I know him very, very well. We all grew up on LU campus. And you see me now, you see the how they crook. Kailondo, I know him very well. When he was Goldsmith on Rano Street, there, right to the corner of Rano Street, where the airline is. The airline on the other side, and on the other side, he used to work there in a Goldsmith shop. Okay, Kailondo, my friend. Something we did, I can't tell you when we were young boys going to school, go on LU campus those days. I'm talking about 84, 85. Okay, so he knows. And but what I would say is that I think that particular incident should be investigated. That truck, the way, the surreptitious manner under which that truck left the base where it's supposed to be parking in Johnsonville and ended way up in Cape Mount. Now, Kailondo is saying that, now not because of my property, so I had nothing to go tell the police or what. What if you own a gun and that gun was used to kill somebody somewhere, and they found out that the gun is for you? You think they will not ask you? They will ask you how your gun left to go to the place. Okay? So you either loan it to the person who did the killing with the gun, sorry for using graphic words, or the person stole it from you. So you got to be questioned. They are not questioning you because they caught you with the item, or it was your property used to commit a crime. So the police or whichever group is investigating, got the right to ask you. You can't say, why should I go there? You can just locally expression, body expression. I'm not security man, but as well, I'm an investigator. I'm a investigative journalist. I can look at you see, and this is where sometimes you see real crack journalists, when they asking those people, when they asking some questions, they will ask you and look straight in your face. Okay, you look at the guy when he answering the question, look at him. When he's not looking at you, doing all kinds of things, then you begin to become suspicious. Every word from him can create another question. See, so I think Kailondo, Buddy, my friend, you need to go face the police. There are few.
But what you said, boss man. Let me tell you something. If you see up to present is not at the police headquarters answering questions, you must know that the connection you have in the government. Immediately, when this thing happened, the police knew, the DA knew that he Vigo You were contacted.
Yeah, they call him.
You were contacted.
You see it?
Well, up to present, you not to the police station to explain to them or give a short statement to the police. What happened? Because of the connection. So obviously, I hope the Liberian National Police and the DEA will do a due diligence investigation, because the first of all, if I to handle such a case, I will go back to Sierra Leone. The goose, where that goose come from before it reached to Liberia.
Yeah, but you can't conclude that I came from Sierra Leone because it's not established.
No, I'm trying to say something because you're coming from that end. That particular route we investigate, those are connected with this thing that they document. I mean, this goose all the way coming down. Where is their connection? With who and how? These are the things that you need to investigate before you get to the.
Yeah, but you will not have survived in Liberia today, because you can't go do all that investigation when you know who are involved. They will block you somewhere. But Paul, I don't know what's your thought on this thing here?
And the thing is, when a tanker is caught with drugs, this is where the owner said he's not aware how his tanker left his depot and entered in Cape Town. So who is the caretaker of his tanker? And where the keys are stored? I think this is a question police should ask. Because if somebody might be responsible for handling the 8 keys of the vehicle. So if he's not the one that handled the key, who the person that taking care of the keys? Those persons will be of interest to the police. Now, if the tanker were caught with drugs, our Kailondo office should be seized by now. They should go in there and get some paperwork and do thorough investigation. How come? Maybe this is not the first time. It just happened that the tanker was caught.
Yeah, but why is it that the police had to place call to him? Something that you don't call him in.
But that you see, now I'm bringing back. You see, when you have police that not sophisticated enough, this is what you get.
No, they are sophisticated enough. Let me tell you something. Don't say that.
No, don't call me off. You're talking. I didn't talk about it. Don't call me off.
Okay.
The police not sophisticated enough, because I can take you back. There was a Capitol building burning. The police came out, said they had a geospatial thing that they could connect people. They were able to pinpoint the movement of people. Up to now, we're still waiting to see what the police not sophisticated. There's a 13-year-old girl, 14-year-old girl that was raped. They don't even have any forensic thing to do testing. So the police not sophisticated enough. It's just a banana police. Sarah Padori, you serve in a police that is complete lack of, I mean, I don't know how to use the word, but
let me say something, sir.
They're not sophisticated enough, because what police officer will make a telephone call to the owner of a tanker, instead of going to this guy to investigate him, then you decide to call him. The moment you call, he will tell the owner, the person who taking care of the keys, woman, man, disappear. So any somebody will do that.
Yeah, listen to me, Paul. Paul, the language what he just said, the word, you say police are not sophisticated enough. That's
Absolutely.
the one I'm baffled with. But the point of the matter is the police have become a partisan police. If it is not Kailondo, if it was not Kailondo, the police going to be to his dome. But because it's a Kailondo, know his connection with the government, know the position you have in the society, they will not easily go and run on him right away. So otherwise, you know what he's doing, but they cannot go because of the main position in the party, in the ruling establishment.
But thank you so much for validating what I'm saying, because as a police officer, you're supposed to No, the police are the most powerful people in the nation.
Police. They are police.
This got nothing to do with policy because the police now sophisticated enough. They don't know what to do. Do you know the police in Liberia are more powerful than the president? Because the police don't know. They're not sophisticated enough. That's exactly. The police don't know. They know what they're doing. This is the fact. So don't come sugarcoat it. Because you see the law, but it's true. The lawmaker make the law, and while the executive implement the law. So who the arm that to implement a law is the police. So if the president is being accused or raped, it's the policemen that will go to the president to question him. That's the power the police have because the police don't know their job. They're not sophisticated enough. They will make a call to a drug law, say, "Oh, it will find drugs in your thing." Even the students say in the West will tell you, say that's the police not good enough. That's why you just
Listen, the man know their job, but they know the connection. If you do it, they might lose their job, and when they lose that job, to get another job like that, sometimes it's difficult. So that make the whole thing. That's why everything, the investigation strategy, everything is compromised based on the personal interest protection. You understand what I'm saying?
If you remember, you made a statement say if you were on that case, you go to Sierra Leone. That's why I told you will not survive in that process because imagine, when I mean survive, not that you will be killed, but you might not have survived or succeeded in that process because
because of the society. Because of the society.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking. That's what we say that the police they are not sophisticated. Seriously.
Absolutely.
And to be frank, besides the let me say this. Besides the connection of the parties to the police or the police to the party or whatever, or the influence the government has over the police in Liberia, they are not just professional. Now, I will give you one instance where a police will come out and begin to give their strategies like in the arson case where police Patrick Sulu, or that Patrick what got in Gregory Como. Every time when they talk about the guy from Harvard, sometimes I can try to question him, Yeah. So I'm not from one of the elite schools, okay? They call them the guy Harvey Lee. I'm not from one of the Harvey Lee school. But my little school I graduated from, I guess more idea too. You study more, you got saying things that you do not have, that you got satellite, that you can track people, and which police which police director will say the kind of thing. If you see, just recently, or I think Tuesday night, 2 13-year-olds, they had a grenade. They exploded one of the grenades, the other one didn't explode. When the police went there, one of them escaped, they arrested the other one, but they were able to run out the other one from somewhere, from some old people home. Now, the police, when they interviewed them, the police were very strategic. Okay? The way they did the interview. And I have been in some problem with some guys, and the police have interviewed. In Norway, it's quite different. Okay? If me and Paul got problem, the police they will always come like 2 or 3 or 4. If there are 4, 2 of them will come to me, 2 of them will go with Paul to distant area. We're not looking at each other. They will collect story from us or information from us. Then the police officer will go and discuss what they have collected from us and make a comparison. Then we'll switch. The other 2 police will come to me and ask me again to compare notes. You see it? And then they will not, and when they on cases, the police will not just come out and start talking, blah, 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 or Liberia. And I heard that Norwegian police were training the people. But I don't know how we're going to train again. You see, are the police academy there? I saw that during Ellington. So the police, let's be real. Some of the people are trained, but they're the ones then that saying I would say after the party win, then they grab them and put them, maybe send them to police. In fact, they employ them before they even send them to police academy for 2 weeks. Some other ones, man, forget it. That since 6 and 7, they were in the street, they grab them and put a uniform on them. They're not trained. No, we see trained police officer, you know. Okay? You see your trained police officer, you know. And probably because I live in Norway. Okay? But guys, I think we'll transition we get one. Paul, do you have anything last?
No. I think
I
we
saw you flash something.
Yeah, it's about the court case because we
Mhm.
discussed it yesterday, so we don't no need to go after it regarding the
Okay.
capital bidding thing because I know that court case it may end up it will be the breaking of the unity party government if they're not careful with the court case. That's
Yeah, I
something
heard you
else.
said that last night, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
when I listened to the program in the morning, I was like, yeah, Paul is making sense because you see, no, even the MCC thing that they're fighting for, so that's small thing like that. The people can look at. And remember, the American ambassador, I've been to the American embassy 2 different times. If you go to that embassy, the people got a CCTV camera there, the people can dissect every street in Monrovia. How we enter the supermarket, they can be showing, oh, Jima coming, somebody coming. I think Jima was in studio.
Yeah, Jamal is
You may say you're going to come late.
So this is Fanatic Kofa. This is regarding this George Wade who did not defend motion for super taken from me.
To suppress the evidence. Yeah, but
Suppress evidence.
the thing I was talking just before Jima came in is you see people they think that whatever they're doing, they're the only person know. That American embassy, the people can dissect the street one by one. Clearly, people walking in the street like they in that embassy. So no information hiding from there. Your fire something happened. You grab people, you put them in jail. In fact, you pass it further before you start making arrest. Okay, and then you come to say that your government is transparent. You got good human rights. No, get the people that fair trial in jail. And this judge that is saying that he deny evidence to suppress or to suppress the evidence. He denied the motion to suppress the evidence. No, what if this is the only evidence that the defendants have to acquit them, and then you are suppressing it or denying the right for them to have that evidence proceed in court? What are you doing? You are denying them their human rights. Okay, so all these things the American people looking at it, and then when time comes, when they begin to like put sanctions on people, then people will not understand. You gotta go grab somebody in the street and call the trouble before they put sanctions on you. But it's small things that you do. This government came to power less than 2 years now, but it's a lot of things on there. Police brutality that is glaring every time, even when peaceful protests, protesters go, which is enshrined in our constitution that it is our right to protest. If we do want something, you send heavy-handed police. They're beating people, tear gassing people, using hot water on people. All these things. But again, Jamal, let's say welcome. Maybe there's something that you want us to talk about that we have not talked about.
No, thank you very much. I think you guys are probably just coming in a bit late just to support what you guys are saying. I just want to make a comment on I don't know if it's good I can take you back to the police issue. Sure. I think Mr. Dollar was struggling to explain to you police are sophisticated, but they are being compromised. I think I want to support his points. Like, he said something I think we should pick up when I coming into the studio. He said, despite them not being sophisticated, they also become regime police or partisan police. For the fact that if you guys, if you got issues, you submit your case and you following the case. Police, your director will tell you, I want you to, step down on that case. If you don't, you can be relieved of your post and nobody's going to defend you. And we're going to employ you. So those are situations where the government, you depend on the boss to survive. So your job has been compromised. So I think we should also understand both sides. As well as they are not sophisticated, they also have an issue of the dependency syndrome. The boss has to command them. The boss has to tell them what to do. So they don't follow the professional rule anymore. So they don't become professional anymore. I just want to add to the argument. That's it.
So what can we do?
The issue is this. It's the government. Now, Justice Ministry have to become independent, and the government need to support them in their work, what to do. If we all saw the last time that one of the director of I think he got relief of the post of the drugs enforcement officer, the DEA. I think his daughter was involved in or caught in a ghetto or some kind of area. And This guy was trying to do his job. You see what happened? He was being threatened, but he didn't know the guy was being recorded. So and be videotaped. So I see what that a lot of things like that happening behind back. If this guy was not recorded, this young man would have lost his job.
Yeah.
You know, the lost man would have lost his job because like the guy threatened, I want you to send my daughter, release her, and grab the other people. Don't do anything to my daughter. And this is what happened. That's a clear story. Gentlemen, Liberia is in a very bad state. All these things, what need to be done? The question is, the government need to be more forceful. Let the police, the Justice Department do their job, be supported with all the logistics. Look, you just have something to learn for and Paul. The government needs more of help. The Ministry of Justice need more help to support the security apparatus with forensic work, other criminal activities. A lot of police apparatus. I mean, a lot of branches in the police force. So they are not being supported. If you see the police are all hanging on these open top picker, health and safety is not even considered. So they need to be supported financially and independently and let them do their job. Why police are taking bribes on the street? Because the money they're giving them, some they don't even get their pay. And they have family at home. They got kids home to go to school. They got to pay. They have to put bread on table. So if I don't, it's almost like teachers, civil workers. This is a situation. It goes everywhere. It affects every structure of our lives in Liberia. So the system need to be like every ministry, more especially the teachers, the health workers, the police need to be supported financially, independently as well. Let them do their job. That's the argument.
We're wrapping on that, but Jima, let me just throw this one on the table so we all can look at it. We put our see, Jima, just struck a point where it comes again to how much our security officers are making, police and teachers, all the people in the key sectors of the government.
Yeah.
So is here you have let me focus on the police today and the DPP as well. Where you have maybe I'll bring in the teachers, but where you have a police officer, this guy is used to taking small things from the text, because I'm saying this based on a video that I saw with Gregory Comer and the how you call it, the motorcycle riders, where they were supposed to be demonstrating, and he went there. In fact, they were supposed to go slow, and he went there to talk to them, and he made a statement. He said, "The police people, every time they catch you, you can give them something, and you can do that." They say, "Yeah, it's okay, but we're trying to change it." But you will not like it. And the police people they used to it. That when you catch a man, you give us something. So, but we try to change it that when the police man catch you, instead of you giving him something, they will find you, then you go pay. Okay. So it is known that the police people can do this thing. So whether you get this guy $1,000 every day, or let's say at the end of the month, get him $10,000 US, that man will still feel that the extra $50 that he can get from the police, from the taxi driver, will compensate his salary. Look at the DEA officer. Paul is a DEA officer. I'm a drug dealer, so to speak. Then Paul come to me. The first thing, Paul, how much you making? Paul making $200 as DEA officer. Then he come to me. I got $1 million draw right in front of me. Paul see, I said, my man, you, where you can waste your time? Take 100,000, which is just a drop from what I got. And Paul is receiving 100,000 on the spot the first time. And Paul know that he can always come back to me. Chief, I'm here to do. You think Paul will not compromise? So it has to do with this culture of corruption in our country, where we got a bribe giver and a bribe taker. Because if nobody offers bribe, nobody will take bribe. So it's with the police, it's with all sectors. Even the teachers can do it. The teacher walking to come to school, then you got a student who can afford. The students say, "But Prof, I've been a classroom teacher from 1983 all the way to 1988, teaching 3 different schools. So I know what I'm talking about." Say, "Prof, I had dinner, I had a weekend, and you got nothing." So you think the question now I wanted to ask, I get lay up background. The question I want to ask is, you think increasing the salaries of those people, like teachers, all the security officers, especially police and the DEA, who are exposed to money all the time, you think it will help the situation?
You want me to Paul? Let it Garden speak, then I'll
let me say something. Linfo have
I want to ask one question for Padol. Let me ask you one quick question. You were in the police. Did you ever take bribe? Be fair. We're not convicting you here.
No,
I just want to know how
why you want to put the old man on the spot?
I don't know.
I just thinking.
Why you want to put the old man on the? Why you want to put on the spot?
I don't even know the name of Brad.
Why you want to put the old man on the spot?
No, I was just putting the old man there.
So listen, let me tell you something. Linford has been seeing this here over and over. I told Linford, you can get somebody millions of dollars. Corruption, even the same country you are, they got corrupt officers. But the thing that make them not to be rampant is incentive they got. The law enforcement they have. When the policeman is going on the street, when he going on the street in UK here, I don't know about Norway, but UK here, those are in the patrol car going around. They got bank card. When you're hungry, they go and buy food. They're not coming from in their salary. You understand what I'm saying? When the 2-week period reach, they see their money into their account. When they're sick, they go to the hospital free of charge, they take treatment. So this is synthetic. Our police don't have it. Our police don't have it. How do you expect them to survive? This is a police officer who have 3 children. No, listen, let's look at the criteria, the element that constitute the act. You see, Africa in our neighboring country before the Ivorian Civil War, the former president that was there, the usual call Ofo Banye. Ofo Banye gave similar incentive to the law enforcement. So to bribe the law enforcement in Africa, it was like to bribe the president of our nation because they have all the incentive. So that can eliminate some of the corruption. It's not happening in our country. You understand what I'm saying? Look at the criteria. What element are constituting someone to receive funny bribe? If it's the policemen that are on the street there catching the motorcycle or catching the vehicles, they may got, when you're hungry, he got bank card, he can go in a restaurant and use the bank card and eat. 2 weeks, he got a salary. That's why Mr. Kumi said, I will give a salary to my employee to be able to be sufficient for them.
Okay.
So, you understand what I'm saying?
I think this is the second time you are telling that story from Arukos and all the places. But Paul, Jima be last. Paul.
That limit most of the corruption that was going on the spot corruption was going on in Africa.
You know, Linford, I come from a country that are classified to be a banana republic. So what do you expect from all sectors? The little boy that selling Kuwait, he corrupt. The woman that in the market selling rest, she corrupt. Go buy rest. So then you're talking about police, from the president to the child that is unborn is corrupt. It's a complete banana republic. Until we have leaders that will set example, then people will follow. There's some music that say, follow the leader, follow the leader. In Liberia, that's what we're looking for. Because we lack of leadership. I just said to you on this program, the police officer in Liberia, everywhere around the world, they are the most powerful people. Because if you're a police officer in uniform, the power that you get, that you can knock any door when something happens, especially they say the minister stole. Who the first person will be there? It's the police. But in a banana republic, whereby the police depending on somebody, they will not act. So the whole country is just a banana republic, my people. You shouldn't have your head. That's Liberia. Corruption is everywhere. So what do you expect? You go to the hospital, the nurses, they take the drugs from there and go give it to a pharmacy. Then when you go, they give you prescription and tell you, go to that pharmacy and go buy drugs. So the whole country is just like that. No hair, no tape. So why are you hurting your head?
Jima get different perception.
Liver, before Jamaica, Liver, do you think that Gary Kuma can arrest Joseph Barker right now?
If the law says so, why not?
No, I said now. Can he?
Now I say if the law says so, why not?
Can he be brave to even stop Joseph Barker right now?
If the law says so,
depend if Joseph Barker commit a crime. Listen now, if Joseph Barker commit a crime now, who you think will go arrest it? It's the police. It's the police that have the power to do it.
You think Governor Kuma will go do it now?
Yeah, but if that I say if he commits a crime and we know that he has committed this crime and it is in the law that he's supposed to be arrested, why not?
Exactly, it's the police. So
yeah. Anyways,
Jima, what you think? Maybe you get the right perception.
I will table man comment on this issue here because I know fully well the realities on the ground right now does not give the law enforcer independent mind. We don't have an independent mind. We don't have an independencies. We
has it been like that all the time, even when you were in the police?
You were like that since Samuel Kailondo administration. This is trouble time. Police were having some independencies. The wife of Tobo, the wife of Tobo, were arrested by the chief of police, right to Fish Market, and impound her car. And the police director was never even suspended before talking about dismissed. Trouble time.
It was before the Banana Republic, so we agree.
That's what I'm telling. That's what I'm telling him for. I said, start from Samuel Kailondo administration. Police between partisan. Police.
Okay. So let's hear from Chima.
Right. Thank you very much, guys. You see, I understand our frustration here. Paul is frustrated. I'm frustrated. Everybody's frustrated with the lifestyle of our people back home. Well, if we keep saying that we are giving up, I think I've said a couple of times, we don't have to stay here or sit on this floor, on the platform and give our opinions on issues in Liberia. Definitely, if it relates to police, gentlemen, it also relate to other civil servants in Liberia. It need a lot of factors to be corrected. We need to speak about it. That's our job here as Liberia, passionate about our country, to see how we can have some changes. The whole police system needs institutional reforms. And I got a lot of factors, economic measures, legal factor, technology, all involved. There are a lot of factors can help. But gentlemen, the fact of the matter is, if you put the Pope, the vicar, or the imam to a place where he's accessible to funds, so nobody will touch him or nobody going to find him, he will steal. The system need to be in place in the sense like, you are here, you're working for your salary, gentlemen, you, Paul, myself, we are all here, we got paid for every month to take home. You have no thinking of somebody you get bribed because the system is structured in a place where you will receive bribed. That's how it is. That's the fact. If we can put a same structure, it can happen in Liberia. Liberia is a country. There are people there. But then you have to start from somewhere. You have to start from the top before it goes down to the bottom. People being refused to give bribe to police and a car being banded for no reason because they don't want to get bribed. You, Paul, you always in Liberia. When you go to places, they ask you can't clear the table before we move on. If you refuse, whatever you want, they won't give you. And you can't get to the boss or a supervisor to ask him, I want my stuff, I want my document. The guy saying I should clear the table. Yeah, I don't have. Or that's how the system, if you don't give it, won't go. So this is it. So we have spent too much time on this. I just want to tell you, we've got a lot of factors to help the system in Liberia. It has measures like we have to do about with the independent oversight, like independent police board oversight that were able to look at police activity in the country, because police one of the independent forces in our country that need to put a lot of things in place in terms of corruption, chasing things, criminals, and other things. So that's the force need to be respected. I don't also look down other institutions like the health sector as well as schools as well. But police is a key issue. You see what's happening right now with the rape case. The 14-year-old gay rape case. Nobody talking about it right now. We talk about it on this platform. Yeah. How far are we going with it? Is it got Brian or Bill? What is the last name? He has not been arrested. If he has been, Bill McGee or Brian McGee, he has not been arrested. And the police make a press release. We don't know what the story. They write. You guys say, I wish I supported, and I had a different view about it. that if it'd be a common person by now, the guy who has been arrested, he'd be behind bar why the case go to court. So why is he different? So is the out of the police? So a lot of things is we are all frustrated here, gentlemen. But we need to do the government. We need to keep talking about the government. All those authorities need to change the policy in our country. Not only change the policy, they need to act toward the policy. Put more funds in there. Look, we had before Joe came in, there was a police barrack in Liberia. Police had issues where to live. Apart from the salary, there are fringe benefits they were getting.
Yep.
That make them capable of not accepting bribes. In this country, they also do bribes. They are doing bribes in different form. Like drugs caught or a huge fund of money caught or someone missing into the circle, you won't see it, but it's done differently. But Liberian is visible, it's so profound that you will see that a man giving him like 100 LD to a police officer to just clear the road. 100 LD. That's amount 25 cent, 25p. How do you call it? A pound here. So yeah, 50 pound, 50p. But then the guys need. What do you ask? Why are you taking the money? Because he doesn't get a salary. He want to go home and feed his family. So who do you blame here, gentlemen? Is this the government, or is the police, or is the person giving the bribe?
Okay,
So,
I will close on that.
Okay, I want to stop that so far.
Let me share a joke with you before you close on that. You know, in the evening when driving in Monrovia, there's checkpoint everywhere for some reason, which I found very strange that in the city.
In the evening?
Evening, around 10 o'clock.
About 10 o'clock, they erect gate all over the city.
All over the place. So this evening, we're coming from Monrovia City Hall going Queensway. After Mobile Hall, they set up a checkpoint. So what happened? This Liberian $100 bill is green. So what happened? I had a green $100 bill, which is about nothing, and then behind it, I wrap up some papers, just put it, give it to the police officer that and say, man, this is your weekend. He opened the barrier, drove up, when the guy opened it, our tissue, when he got there.
Did he arrest you?
I was gone. You're just doing him behind the car.
my joke was I was coming. I had my stout in the crate. It was freezing like hell, so I was drinking one stout. I said, officer, your Muna. He said, but man, but you know what to do. I said, what am I do now? He said, let me see your lesson. So I gave him a lesson. Look at it for long. He said, what kind of lesson they? I said that lesson, that international lesson. Don't tell it. In fact, no. I said, but officer, my man, you wasting my time. I told my pick and said, give me something there. I killed the officer. He looked around. He might better see the one part of stuff. He looked around. He put in your pocket. He said, my man, they may get for listen. Let them park quick. I said, look, support our criminal, so I can go anytime. But on a serious note, let me just close on this by saying that we all agree that our police officers, or in fact the entire government, people are not well paid. But I think it has to do also with, because it will take that across it. There are people who are well paid. Look at the senators, the representatives who get all the big money with all the incentive. Still, when company can, they still want to get cut from company. So this corruption is something that is with us. It lays with us. It's in us, and I think we get used to it, or we look at it. Maybe we study it in school, and then it becomes part of us. So no matter, that's what my point here is. No matter how much you pay the guy, my friend, you get a guy 1 million. Even Joe Biden, they corrupt. So the man who the whole person is corrupt. So I know he corrupt. I know I can say that. Okay. This is a man who was 5 president for Group of 77. All the money that came, nothing with the Group of 77 roof still leaking. Now that he's even president. Okay. So all this thing is part of us. But like in Norway, okay, there are strict laws. Common traffic offense, my man, common traffic, you pay the fine. For this important land business, I was way in the city, I was running to camp that 3 years ago. I was running to camp the show. Running. Somebody saw me in the traffic and called the police. The police were waiting for me. When they grabbed me, they made even lied that a friend took my picture, which I would have asked him, let me see a picture, because that's the rule. But I didn't want to create any tension. The man said I should go to jail for 11 days or I pay $700. I said, I'll pay the $700. Okay, so there are strict laws here. If police officer, even police officer ask me if I give him 1 cent and I report that police officer, he finished, he going to jail. His career finished, he going to jail. But in Liberia, you can find a police officer taking bribe. They will not, in fact, to the point where the police director were talking to the motorcyclist and saying, and you can get a police pool Sunday, and they can take it here, and the police pool too, and you're lucky here. Can you imagine? So it means right there, if I'm going to join the police, I'm going to join the police with the idea that yes, it is normal for me to take bribe from the taxi driver or the pen boy. You see, so this thing is ingrained in us, and there is no amount of money you pay us can make us to stop. I don't know. If you start lacking no pocket there, or you lacking up to solve this from there, you dismissing, you not see police uniform in your whole life, the other men will be afraid. But we take it for granted. We say, oh, because they're not paying the men much money, that's why sometimes to do that. So I think we're supposed to get over that. And few of the other things I will discuss, we talk about the Ruto thing again, we play the Ruto thing. And we are talking, I am advocating that the United Nations, should not only have permanent representatives from countries, but it should be from continents. So you got about 3 continents that are not represented. You got Africa, you got South America, you got Australia. So why would you take 3 countries from one country, from one continent like Europe? You got Great Britain, you got France, then you got Russia. Okay, then you got
Asia as well.
Yeah, you got one. Asia not even represented. Google.
China is there, so it's Asia. So don't worry about that.
So I am saying it shouldn't be by the gross domestic product or based on any country's military might or their money or whatever. It should be continental, because like Africa, we got rich countries in Africa, we got poor countries in Africa. But if Africa as a continent with 54 states is represented, then we can meet that criteria where we got military power, we get money and everything. The same thing with all the other continents. So I think that should be implemented on a continental basis instead of powerful country basis. And I think the other thing we talked about was this Kailondo issue, where the police business all came from. In my view, Kailondo should be made to answer some questions. How a car that he had impounded for 2 months, according to him, will end up being in Lofa, or in Kima with drugs inside. So he need to answer. Despite his connection, let the police prove they are independent. Let them show us that they're working. Yeah.
That case is a dead case.
Yeah. So guys, I think basically that was what we discussed tonight. And if Paul, you got anything to take us somewhere?
Well, because it's weekend, I think we should have something a lot of.
Well, if you don't have something, I can find something. If you can get something, I can find
something. You got only 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want to close on something. Some recommendation. You know, Padole, that ex-police officer, and he always talk about incentive. You see, in this country that he did mention, the people that appoint the head of the police, they are not picked by the prime minister. So they have a body set up.
That's what I'm saying.
And composed of lawyers, ex-police officer, military people. They set up body. They decide who become the next person. And when the vacancy is open, you may have applicants that will apply, and all of them will go through the vetting process before they pick the best of them to lead, and that makes them more independent. There's something in Liberia they call a tenure job. The police job should be in that same category or that tenure job, that you appoint somebody, nobody will go and sack them. That person should be independent minded. Yeah, and sack them. And that person must do the right thing, that the lawmaker break the law, that person will be bold enough to go arrest them. That's what Liberia should be heading. And Jamal said it well. Reform the whole police thing. And
institutional reform.
That recommendation is in place, to be honest. Is one of the criteria that can make the police to be independent. But equally so, police should have certain incentive.
Where all part of that, Mr. Doyle, that's what you're saying. We talk about economic.
Where it will be difficult for somebody to easily bribe them. You understand what I'm saying? Even when somebody is bribing them publicly, they will be afraid. They say, if I lose their job, when I get a job like that, you know, when that is in the mind of the law
It's
enforcement,
all about stringent measures. Let the government pass strong measures that if you are caught doing this will happen. And finally, let me a true little silly joke at you. I'm sorry. I hope you're not offended. I was just trying to make him know.
You put it on the spot, man.
No, but even they probably will right. They probably could take order and say, man, we all can do it.
There's a public platform. You want a woman to accept to say they took bribe?
No.
And then when he said the truth, he says, you know,
so before taking it.
And you always been advocating for ANC. When you say took bribe, look at the man who fighting for ANC.
You remember the polo camera in the old days? Some people say that the picture because I want to get ticket, get can already say, oh,
I saw your bros. That he's a potential special advisor to the president in terms of security affairs. So when that thing happened, when I always speaking for ANC, when coming wins next in 2029, this video will go after him. So if you admits that he has taken bribe,
of course they know how
I don't even know what to go grab before talking about picking it.
The video will go after you. You know, like people are very good at bringing by a video after 20 years. So when I met on the platform, I told Brad, why you making special advisor to on security matters? So you expect
a silly joke from me. I'm sorry, guys.
No, I think he doesn't take. I think he took it personal, so he's all right.
No, but for me, I know I didn't take Brad. I don't even know what to call Brad. So obviously, he doesn't hear me. If I'm it's part of me, then I go.
Before we go,
the guys on video. Somebody just sorry, Paul. Before you made mistake, Mr. Dolly, I just got a text that somebody said they know you from the Freeport. They'll run your video.
Yeah. I was one of the straightforward commander at the port. Where
all right, no.
I want to share this thing with you. You know, I went to this church, and if the pastor asked everybody, he said, "Who? If you haven't," he said, "People can steal," and they say, "No, I've not stolen anything from anybody." Then the pastor said, "Even if to your workplace, you took a pencil from the place,
from the other office,
without authorization.
Do you know that stealing? It's not for you. It's for the So Saint Padre said he never took bra as a police officer. He never took pencil home from your office to go.
Man, leave the old man. We don't bring up. We don't want to talk about
it. Government used to supply me with a pencil. So
he was. I think Mr. Dolly, by record, he was one of the most sophisticated and well equipped officers. So he was director of investigation, sir, right?
Yeah.
Director of investigation.
Yeah, I was director of investigation.
So he used to take the country pencil home.
No. The government supplies I leave it right in the office. After
let me tell you one fun. There was this edition of the closing argument where the brother of Councillor Gonglo, my little nephew Fred Baproko in Kelebo Gonglo, he was talking something when he used to be, I think, some deputy or something at Labor Ministry, but he had his own computer that he was using with most of the government records inside. So he was talking something, then he said, I took the hard drive home with this information. So the other guy said, oh, so my man, you took government property, you're trying to defend it. And that is it.
I think, yeah.
He said, no, but by using our own computer. So
I can attest to it that Mr. Doyle is one of the highly respected police officer.
Yeah, but don't worry.
So he did his job.
And I go to report, I'll bring you back.
Why how you bring the member? The man, the special advisor to the president on security matter. How you bring the member? Who you are by the way to bring the member?
I'll carry over to the job where you know good. He been to report before.
The man is a special waiting special
security advisor. Then you say
to the president, you won't carry him to a port. Where you walking at port?
We asked the president about the sound security system in our country.
So guys, I have to leave you now. I'll see you. I gotta
we're all closing. So Paul, just drive us home. But it was
All
a good
right.
show, guy.
It was a good show. To our viewers, thanks for being with us. We're back here on Tuesday by His grace. It was a fantastic show, and I hope to see all of you on Tuesday on the show. And if you're following for the first time, thanks for joining us. This is the bottom line. What we say, the way we say it, the way we have our own independent mind. So on this note, because it's weekend, I want to take us to a nice Liberian music that will chill you up until we meet again. Let me go for Down Water Side. I think this is called.
I go. I not see plenty thing with my eyeball. I swear I feeling passing more pressure. If you let cause me for not to judgment day, can't put so on my skin. I know when you in no fool is a big disgrace. My king just a heavy for my one, let it to you on the head too. So to my low, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my low, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my low, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my low, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my low, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my low, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my low, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my low, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my low, if you tired, put it down. Sitting there, they just want me to do it and worry. But my blessing bring it won't set capel. I say my blessing para sole, 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 sole. I don't go, and I can't go, and I can't with morale. Blessing rising, let us say I go out. Children running to jealous, say I know how. Let us say I know how. You tell my Lord, you told my Lord that you will get open more. You tell my Lord, you told my Lord that you will get open. I say you tell my Lord, you told my Lord that you will get open more. You tell my Lord, you told my Lord that you will get open. If you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my Lord, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my Lord, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my Lord, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my Lord, if you tired, put it down. Down what up. To my Lord, if you tired, put it down. Down what up.